Good afternoon, Coldwell Banker, George Realty Agents. Thanks for joining us here on Zoom and also in person. Today we have a presentation with Annie Fan. So without further ado, Annie.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you, Ruben. This is Annie Fan, Chicago Title. So today I'm going to go over the presentation. I'm going to share with you. Okay, so I'm going to share with you that how you can use the creative ways to generate leads, because now we're in this a very interesting market, right? We have a limited inventories. We still have buyers, they're willing and able to pay, right? So then this is something you want to do is, we always talk about leads. It's kind of like, as a human being, we need oxygen to live. The same thing with leads, right? So then first I'm going to quickly, talk about the mega mention tax. These are the cities that's affected, started April. Okay, so it's Culver City, Los Angeles, Pomona, Redondo Beach, and Santa Monica. So let's say if you have a, if you need this, I will email the PowerPoint. So then basically, let's say if you have a deal in Beverly Hills, it's $5 million, right? So then typically when you sell the property as a seller, you have to pay the transfer tax. That's a county transfer tax. So county transfer tax is a 1.1, 1.1 over 1,000. So you will do 5 million divided by 1,000 times 1.1. Okay, that's a county transfer tax. So for example, Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, right? If you use $5 million, you see it's 4.5 over 1,000. So that's a city transfer tax. So this is something you can work on to share the conversation. It's a conversation lead gen for you with your spheres, right? Your clients, because we know in San Gabriel Valley, except Pomona, none of the cities get affected. So you don't see San Gabriel City, right? You don't see Alhambra, Monterey Park, Arcadia, Rosemead, El Monte. So none of them are get affected. However, you can use this as a conversation to lead to appointments, because you wanted to share that information with your client. So Tom Ferry always talks about you need to increase your chances with the conversation. So when you have more conversations, that leads to appointments. Go ahead. Yes.
Yes, I mean,
Oscar.
Los Angeles.
Yes.
Are you talking about city of Los Angeles or
Yes.
Los Angeles County?
City of Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
City of Los Angeles. Then we can talk about the first thing you can increase your listing or try to generate more leads is through the equity campaign. Okay, we all know, let's say if you have a client, they bought a house 5 years ago, they gain equities, right? So now majority of the agents, when they talk about real estate, they talk about the interest rate, right? Or the limited inventories. What else can you talk about? You want to create something positive. So the first thing you can, focus on is like equity, right? When they gain equity, they can do different things. First, they can do ADUs, right? ADU, why they want to do ADU? They might have an elderly parents. They want to take care of them, right? They can convert the ADU, the garage. They can let their elderly parents live over there. Or if they want additional income, they can turn that into an Airbnb, or they can rent it to the traveling nurse. That's additional income, right? Or they have a kids, they're going to college, they don't want to see their face, right? They can move them into the ADU as well. So we can prepare you the equity report. So what is the equity report? Pretty much it's a profile report, do a little bit spending. So then we will tell you when they take out their loans. So you can pretty much figure it out how much equity they already gain, right? So you can use that as a conversation topic to lead to appointments. Second, when you want to do the equity campaign, we can help you with that. Number one, you want to do, this is the gold mine, okay? We can help you find homeowners anywhere in California or Southern California. They bought their homes 8 or 10 years ago, right? We know their equity went up. However, they refi for the past 2 years under FHA or VA loan. why we want to also only looking at VA loans or FHA, because those are under Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they just, came up with this is they allow the buyer to assume the loan. So if you refinance for the past 2 years, we knew that their interest rate's super low, right? So the interest rate will fall between 2.5% to 4.5%. Can anybody tell me how much is the interest rate today? Is that at least over 6%?
Yeah.
So that makes a huge difference. If you have a willing, motivated buyer, right, you can put a deal together. So we can pull that lease for you. Number one, the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac lease, okay? Number two is the readjustable loan they're gonna do. So let's say some people, they might do like 5-year ARM, right? The 5-year ARM before maybe it's like super low interest rate, like maybe 3.25. Just imagine if they are taking out a loan for like $1 million, right? 3.25, that's $3,250 a month for $1 million. If you now move up to 6%, right? That's gonna be $6,000 a month compared to $3,250. That's a huge jump. So not everybody can really, right, afford that. So you can still put a deal together. So if you ever want to do farming, there are two right now. It's the hottest. We've seen some of the agents who does, religious farming, they utilize that. The first one is Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loan, right? You can actually assume the loan. Your buyer can enjoy the super low interest rate falling between 2.5 to 4.5%. We can pull that lease for you. Okay. The number two is the readjustable loans. So if you have a buyer, right, very motivated, ready, and then you can put the deals together. So we can pull that lease for you. Any questions? Okay.
Just assuming the loan, Annie?
Yeah, you can assume the loan. Yes.
But when you assume the loan, can the bank come back and say you need to qualify again because you're not the original owner?
No, because that's only under Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loan. It's not for every loan.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There's only because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they allow the buyers to assume the loans.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's the reason we pull FHA and VA loan, because those are under Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Okay, that's how we identify that.
Yeah, but then they're gonna turn around and say, okay, since you need to qualify, we're gonna give you the interest that's whatever interest.
No. So what happens? We will find the existing homeowners. They already have a Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loan. So then you have a buyer, so you put a deal together. They can assume the loan, the existing homeowners loan. So let's say this homeowners, they refinance VA loan like a year and a half ago, they're paying 3.5%, right? Your buyer's not gonna pay 6 or 7% interest. They can assume the existing loan. Does that make sense?
Oh, I'm still a little confused. So let's say that the person's already qualified with a lender.
Right, but you're not looking at the lender you're working with. You're looking at homeowner, the current homeowner's
Oh,
loan.
without an agent involved.
Well, you can be an agent.
No, I mean, without a listing agent.
Right, so you can
Oh.
double in, right? Because we want to try to help you to do more, right? You can get more business, make more money. So you have to be creative, thinking a different way outside the box. So that's the reason I brought in two different farming, leads, right? The first one is you target specifically Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loan. They are under VA or FHA homeowners. They refi for the past 2 years. If they did that, their interest rates between 2.5% to 4.5%, way better than current interest rate. You do not need to work with the existing lender. You go after the existing homeowners to assume that loan, right?
Oh, I see.
Does that make sense?
I understand what.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So go ahead.
Is there any way to get, like the equity if they have, or for the last 8 years, whoever built up that equity, is it possible to pull out those sellers, the home buyers?
You wanna
Homeowners, sorry.
list? Yeah, we can pull that. Like, it's very easy, right? So we can do homeowners, they bought it 10 years ago, right? Like we can do percentage of equity, like minimum 80%. We can even pull free and clear. That's no problem. We can
You
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
and then when you talk about assuming the loan, like you're telling.
That's only for the VA And
Right, and
FHA loan, very
right.
specific because that's under Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loan. They allow the homeowner, not the homeowner, they allow the buyers, you know, to assume the loans. So that's a very specific type of program.
I see.
Our farming capability only allows us to do that through FHA and VA loan. So that's
Okay.
how we can make sure that's a Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loan. So if you're interested in, I would love to get your business card and would love to work with you and get you the leads.
Okay.
And I have a question.
Sure.
In that scenario, you would have to have a motivated seller though. Right?
Well,
Because
right, so
otherwise-
then that's kind of like the agent's job, right? To
Right.
convert the lead. So we can provide you the leads that, hey, those are the homeowners. They bought it like 8 years ago, right? And then they refi under FHA or VA loan 2 or 1 years ago. So they have this super low interest rate. And then your buyer might be interested in one of the properties on your farming list. And then it's your job to put a deal together.
Right.
So then this way you can think outside the box because now we know inventory is so limited,
Right.
right? It's still like a bidding war. So then if you want to survive in this, you got to get listing because then you're in control. We all know that, but you have to think outside the box. So today I brought you 2 different ways. It's outside the box. One is readjustable loan. The other one, it's a Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Any questions?
Yes, what if it's listed already with an agent, right? And I have a buyer who wants to buy that particular house, right?
Well, it's not listed because of it's not, basically this is all off market, right? Because we are doing the farming for you, like, you know, grab the data and then you need to figure out how to convert that lead.
Mhm.
It's not on the market,
I think she's asking if it was on the market, but if it was on the market.
but if it's on the market,
Yeah.
like we can't do much, right? Like as a title company, like it's your agent, you have to follow whatever the rules you have to follow,
Right.
right? But we have a capability to pull the farm. But then if it's on the market, like we can't, you know, we
Just
can't do
like
much.
Ruben said, what happens if the seller is not, I mean,
It
if they're
won't
not.
work. So this is, there's a lot of moving parts to this type of scenario, but it could potentially work,
Happen, right.
If there's a motivated seller for
Right.
whatever reason, going out of the country or moving out of California, or maybe it's a property that's not desirable, where, buyer will accept it, but you
Right.
can't follow, the rates are too high. You can massage it, but it's not your typical scenario, just know that.
Right.
But,
It is
you
not
know-
the typical scenario. Ruben definitely bring that to a great point. However, right, we are thinking outside the box,
Right.
right? So when you talk to the homeowners, you can very easily figure out whether they are very motivated to sell. Maybe they are experiencing one of the life events, divorce, death, or somebody, whatever, right? Or somebody's like, getting sick. So you never know. You gotta try, right? If you don't try, you don't even have an opportunity. So.
It's pretty much putting on your thinking cap and covering all your bases as to how you can make something work before just letting it go.
Right.
Before we end on this, test the sales as well, too, before they try.
Oh, yeah, people in trouble too.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the specifics of that, I don't know if a defaulted loan would be, assumable. I'm not sure about that.
That I wouldn't know. I'm
Yeah.
only talking about the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Or even Fannie Mae
right?
and Freddie.
So-
If it went into default, I'm not sure if that loan would be assumable by another person or not.
I haven't got that yet, so I
Yeah.
haven't get that request, so I wouldn't know,
That's a
you know?
good way. If
So-
someone's in trouble, that's a good way out to massage this whole deal. Because
Right.
if that defaulted loan can still be assumed at a 2-3%, you could potentially get a buyer for it, double end it, and everybody's happy.
Then it's very easy, right? All you need to do is go into our farm tool to pull all the notice of default, notice of trustee sale in your desired area. Let's say you only target Alhambra, you pull all the leads, let's say there's 15 of them. And then you do the profile yourself, right? And then you can figure out what kind of loans is that. Then you will know whether it's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and then you can go from there. So it's doable. So now let's go into the ADU, right? I was talking about different ways you can generate listings. So one of them is the ADU because that's such a hottest topic, right? So then you wanted to write down this website, www.symbium.com. Why? So this one is telling you that when you type it in the property address, I'm using 2839 Mayflower, it will tell you single family residence, right? where it's located, it's actually in unincorporated area, right? And then right here, it's gonna tell you there actually are two buildings. One is the main structure, the house. The other one is the garage, okay? This is all free information, okay? This is owned by one of the government agency. This is a free website. Then it's gonna show you this page. And then what you do is you click on a assessor dwelling unit ADU link.
Yeah.
Okay, once when you click on that, it's gonna show you what this property looks like. So you see this is like the main building, right? And then this is the garage, okay? And then right here, it's gonna tell you the primary resident, the house, how big is the house, right? Like how big is the garage? And then it's gonna tell you when was the last time you pulled a permit on this property. Okay, so when you do the ADU, it's important you need to get all those things in ducks, right? So then that's gonna help you when you run the ADU. So if you ever need to, just look into this website. And then I'm showing you this is give you an example. Title companies, we can pull the ADU, like potential, like ADU homeowners, like, you know, the list. So the first one is the out of state. So I was using Santa Ana as an example. So the homeowner is out of state, single families. So we know typically for the lot size has the minimum 6,000 and plus. So we can pull that and then you can see the total head count is 344. So you can do the same thing, right? Like Alhambra, out of state, the lot size is 6,000 and plus. So potentially they can do the ADU. So that could be your ADU list, right? And the next one you can do is the smaller house. And then if you want to target, let's say Latino or Asian homeowners in the lot size. Right here, the example, we can do this for you. It's, let's say you can do, this is Santa Ana, but you can do Alhambra, right? Single families. And then the building of the home is like maximum is only 1,000 square feet. So you want to do a smaller houses. So you can do it, let's say ADU additional, you can do like addition, you can add on like a bedroom so you can increase the value, right? So then the same thing, you will try to convert the lead and then reach out to the homeowners to see if they want to sell. And then you can even do with the age. So they can, so you can try to convince the seller or the owners, they can do proposition 19. So we can do age, we can do like ethnicity. So over here, you can see if it's all Asian owners in Santa Ana, the house is less than 1,000 square feet, lot size is 6,000 and plus, right? And then owner's age is 55 and plus with all the Asians, right? Like Asian, Chinese, whatever, all together, you limited all the filters. So you narrow down to a funnel and then you're only getting 52 leads. So those could be a gold mine if you ever have a buyer who wants to do like ADU, they told you specifically, hey, we are looking for additional revenue. We wanted to buy a house like that can convert it to ADU. And then you can do this, right? And this is the list. I'm just showing that to you. And then the third one is called the most likely to sell. I think this is a gold mine. If you ever wanted to find out the motivated seller, you can actually go into your CRMLS. This is the free resources. Okay. You just go to CRMLS and then actually it's powered by CoreLogic. What you do is you click on Real List. Once when you click on Real List on the left-hand corner, you scroll all the way down, there's going to be a seller score. So you wanted to put down 900 to 1,000. 1,000 is the maximum. So the higher of the score, that means the seller are more motivated to sell. So this is a feature a lot of agents, they don't know about. So I think this is, you know, a golden nugget for you. If you're ever trying to generate some listings, you could definitely do that. Go into your CRMLS, right? Click on Real List. All the way down to the bottom, there's a seller score. You pick any city you want or multiple cities. You just type it in seller score 900 to 1,000 and you can get your farming list. Okay. Then I'm gonna to talk about Chicago Title's resources. So what we have is we have the same thing. We have a most likely to sell. So what we do is, let's say if you are a seasoned agent, you have about 500 clients in your database. What we can help you is we can help you load it up to our system. And every 2 weeks, we will run the homeowner changes algorithm for you. So let's say if you have 500 past clients, you load it up to our system, which is free. Every 2 weeks, we will send you an email if out of your 500 clients, if they ever transfer title, okay, you will get email notification. If there's any death, probate, or any like, divorce, you will get an email notification. So in a way, you're like staying on top of your farming area. That's number one. Number two, you can run your own farm, right? So let's say if you are trying to target in Alhambra, the bean track in Alhambra, then we can load it up for you. And let's say if you only want to focus on Chinese, we can do that as well. Then every 2 weeks, we will run the data algorithm, letting you know if there's any ownership changing so you can stay on top of it. So last year I had a client using our tool, right? His database was 350 of them. And one of them was filed a divorce. So he did a cold call, he reached out to the homeowner. And then, so typically if you file the divorce within 5 weeks, we have that notification. So he called that owner just filed a divorce 3 weeks ago. So they were kind of shocked, like, hey, how did you find out? Right, it's all public information. So it just showed like that works, but you just need to work the system. Then, for the Facebook and Instagram ad, we do have that capability. So if you ever have a listing, you wanted to run Facebook and Instagram ad, we can help you with that. So our system pretty much generate the list for you. So basically, let's say if you say, hey, and you have a listings in Alhambra, and based on my property address, I wanted to run an ad, maybe half-mile radius based on my listing, we can help you to run that. So typically, Facebook will suggest you to run the ad for about, I would say, 10 days. 10 days is about $75. You're not paying to Chicago Title, it's paying through this vendor. So when we pull the half-mile radius, all the database, we can load it up to the system. Let's say you say, Annie, I only want to target Chinese. Then we can run that a deep dive. So then all the half-mile radius, the Chinese owners or Latino owners, when you run the ad, they will see it because we have the capability to do that. So if you want to run, I think for 5 days, it's about like $35 to $40. If you want to run the 10 days, it's like $75. And then we can even, go down into the ethnicity. So we can go by, let's say maybe Chinese, or you want to do Japanese or Latinos, anything. We can help you with that. Do you have any questions? Okay. Now, really quickly, I'm just showing you, we have a tool, it's called a Breakthrough Broker. It's a free tool. The most downloadable for open house sheets. So the first one is for the kids coloring. So down the bottom, you will put Coldwell Banker George, your own branding right here, and it's free. So if you ever need to, let me know. The second one is this one, the open house feedback. So if you have a listing, the price, go ahead.
Oh, no, same height.
Oh, sorry. So if if you're hosting an open house, you can do your own branding, right? This is free. You type in the property address, whoever comes in, they can critique of your open house. You collect them and you give it to the sellers, kind of educate them. Hey, maybe the price is a little bit too high.
Hello.
It wasn't coming from me. It was coming from, the potential clients walking in. And we all know social media play a huge important role, since COVID. So this tool generates the automatic social media post. So if you ever need to, it takes you less than 5 minutes to crank out a post. Memorial Day is coming up, And all you need to do is to, put your picture on and then load it up with a Coldwell Banker, logo. And then in less than 5 minutes, you can come up with your Happy Memorial Day social media post. You can either mass text to your clients, you can put it on social media, Facebook and yes.
No, so what's that?
On the Facebook
Thank
thing,
you, Councilwoman Mendez. Thank you.
the first
You
one,
have a
it
great day.
has to be a brand new listing or it can be something that is already there
You mean,
for the Facebook.
no, if it's already like, you already have to listen, it doesn't need to be brand new listing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of like where all the agents are doing, And then I just wanted to kind of, well, it's okay. Like, everybody's different, right? So
Brand yourself on Facebook, right?
you can, like, if you have a listing, if you don't, or maybe you can use Coldwell Banker office, right? So, because ultimately you want to generate leads. So,
Well, the question is, I have it, but it's way 60 miles away is my, the one that I just sold. And it
okay.
keeps popping up, but I don't want to go in that area. I want something local.
You can do that. So what happened is, for example, right? So maybe your listing's in Rancho, but we can pull the farm. You say, hey, Annie, I wanted to target, let's say, I'm just saying, okay, I want to target like in San Gabriel,
Yeah.
right? I want to be like above Las Tunas Drive,
Right,
between whatever street to whatever street, so we can close in a boundary.
Yeah.
We run that farm, we can help you upload it to the system. You can still run your ads targeting your preferred geographic area and then promote that listing you just sold,
Okay.
So it doesn't need to be like that area, whatever area you want to do.
awesome.
So I wanted to quickly let you know, Chicago Title, we have 4 different tools I think can help you in this shifting market. The first one is called the Chicago Title Agent One. That's more on the Nash sheet and then social media. So now, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of agents are adapting and evolving, right? Because we don't really, a lot of them, they don't, even with the agents, a lot of them, they don't go into the office. Now everything's mobile, right? So for the Agent One, it helps you with your marketing. You don't need to worry about, hey, what I need to do, what should I post? So every month we have a new marketing pieces for you, so you can utilize that, okay? And then Breakthrough Broker, it's a marketing content platform. It's free. So what I really like about that is when you have a listing, when you input it into MLS, when we sign you up a free account, right? When you put your listing into CRMLS, the next day it will do 8 marketing pieces for you free. So they will make flyers, postcards, social media posts. So this way, you could just download, right? And then you can promote it yourself. And then they have like different ones, right? Like the one I just showing you on the open houses and all that stuff. So they even have a listing or buyer presentation, PowerPoint presentation template set up. Or if you ever want to do farming, so they have a different newsletter templates or letters for you. And the walking farm is when you do the open houses or walking farm. So it will give you your own route and give you the list, detailed information on who's the owner, right? And when they bought it, all that stuff. So when you connect to the homeowner, you can have conversation and then you can instantly, load that data into your CRM. So then, you can create your own database. If they say, hey, Annie, I'm interested in maybe selling in about 1.5 years, you'll put it down instead of writing it on a piece of paper. Sometimes when you get busy, you forgot to follow up and then, you lose that business opportunities. The last one is Chicago Title Now. So this one is for nationwide. If you ever want to pull property profile, recording documents such as deed of trust, recon, you can do this through our app, and it's free. It's very robust. It doesn't matter residential, commercial. You can pull that under your fingertips. It's very user-friendly. So today I just wanted to kind of,
Question,
yes.
those products, the last one, before,
Oh, okay. Yes, which one?
are these free?
What?
Free?
Yeah, these are free. So I
have a
just
couple
want,
Questions.
yeah,
Number one, have you talked about text marketing?
oh, yeah,
You
but,
guys have that? Did you talk about that today?
I mean, the text marketing, well, we don't do the text, well, we don't have that capability, the text marketing.
Okay, I didn't know, okay?
Right.
The other thing is talking about strategic leads.
We did that already.
did
I
that
talk
already.
about the,
Okay, I just
Fannie
wanna
Mae,
make sure you
Freddie
covered
Mac
it all.
and the equity. Yes, I did that.
Okay.
So if you ever want to
Covered it
do
all.
texting, the thing is,
I took Annie out when she first came
right,
down here. I
yeah,
walked her all the way around, introduced her to everybody. So we go back a long way. But
Yes.
Like I said, she's really knowledgeable. She's here to help you. And you should use your strategic team for Coldwell Banker to help you grow your business as well as make you successful and also make you look good. Your teammates here are make you look good. Right, Ian?
yeah, thank you. So
Uh-huh.
then, just want to kind of, you know, say thank you for the opportunity to do the presentation. So today we'll go over the equity report, right? And the farming, if you ever need that. We talk about the ADU with that website, if you ever, needs it. I will email the PowerPoint presentation to Ruben, just in case,
Okay.
if agent ever needs it. And the last thing is our resources. Yes.
It's being recorded, it will be. up.
Okay, great, awesome. So I don't need to email it to you. So thank you so much for the opportunities, and then let me know if you ever need title assistant. I'm here to help. I'm here for you. And
Any questions?
thank you. Any questions? Okay. Thank you.
Good job.
Very good.
I think the most important thing is just getting out there, being consistent, and being in front of your contacts, your clients, your sphere of influence. Because that's what your competition is doing.
Good. Good to see you.
Thank you, everybody online.
Well, I'm gonna write my information.
I remember.